Ho, ho, mother effing ho. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, today is the day before Christmas because we watched
Whoosh.
Starcrash. Dr. Alan Berres, Michael Clink, and me, Mike Vanderpool, here today to talk about all things Christmas, but starting with the two films, the most Christmas of Christmas films of all time, the Star Wars Holiday Special, and then something else. The Martians.
Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
There we go. Which I haven't finished watching. I'm right at the crucial point, so don't spoil it for me yet, folks.
Hey, Vanderpool.
Yes.
Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
Ah, no! Not all of them, just the bad one, just the angry elf.
Yeah, pretty much. The guy who looks really angry, and then his Jamie Farr looking sidekick.
So we went and did a whole bunch of round and round about which Christmas films we were going to talk about. I said all of them, and Alan thankfully roped us into these two. Now, why did we pick the Star Wars holiday special, and this Martian thing? Who? Alan, that was you and Clink?
All right, I picked the Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, and I did it because it is the first Christmas episode that Mystery Science Theater 3000 did. It was the show that introduced us to the timeless carol, Let's Have a Patrick Swayze Christmas, which is amazing if you have not heard it. It's all about Roadhouse and the meaning of Christmas. It's great. We can listen to that afterward. And I love the awfulness of the Martians. Their outfits are just terrible. I have to admit, and actually in one of the more recent riffings of Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, at least one member of the former MST3K cast admitted to having a crush on Lady Momar. So I didn't feel so alone because she's real hot. Anyway.
Yes. And who was it? Clink's fault that we watched that Star Wars grossness?
Yes, it was. It was all Clink's fault. Now, had you guys seen it before?
I've seen parts.
Yes.
I had seen the whole thing. It's miserable. Oh my God. It is the Baton Death March of Christmas specials. It is so long.
If you had consulted me, I could have saved you all.
Even at 2x speed on
You
YouTube,
could not have saved us. We were still going to wander into this hell.
Fair enough.
2x speed on YouTube, it was still unbearable. It took me 4 sittings to get through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, did your version have commercials?
No, it didn't. Which I was
see the latest Riff Tracks version, which is what I watched because I'm not going to watch this thing without at least some help. I
had help.
It actually has. I didn't have that kind of help. I think I had some alcohol at least, but the commercials were included from the original broadcast from the Baltimore market, if I remember right. It was the Baltimore CBS affiliate. Where they recorded it. So so when I was watching this with Jess, my girlfriend, her immediate response was, "Oh, wow." Because this is like this huge nostalgic blast. She didn't see the original thing, but like all the commercials were like weirdly familiar. And they're great. They're like this weird little slice of awful 1978. There's a whole bunch of GM commercials that show up during it, and they're pretty much just like,
GM was
hey, we're in trouble. Help us.
GM was a sponsor on this, right? I mean, So the version I saw is actually recorded from Dayton TV, which is interesting because it's kind of close to home. And it's on YouTube, and it started with basically a Star Wars toy commercial. And then the whole entire part of the film is, dear God, why would I ever buy anything Star Wars ever again?
Or watch anything Star Wars ever again, or watch Golden Girls later on, for that matter.
B. Arthur was the best part of this movie fighting.
Yes, she was actually, which is really terrifying.
Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford looking like actually committing.
Yeah,
was actually kind of great.
He was trying.
Especially since Carrie Fisher looks like she's stoned out of her gourd for most of it.
Well, they're all caked in like a half inch of makeup too.
Which is the other problem. Like Luke is actually has German expressionist makeup. He just looks really weird.
So
Poor Mark Hamill.
do we know where this holiday special came from?
It was not written by Lucas. We know that because I actually checked. There's a bunch of writers on it, and I think it seems to be like a example of corporate synergy gone terribly wrong.
It was directed by Steve Bender, for what that's worth. I actually can't believe they got the entire cast to come back for this.
Oh, that's
I can't believe it either.
It's probably contractual.
That fourth person talking, that's John Shirley. He does things sometimes.
Vanderpool. We're recording this with our names on the screen, man. They already know.
It needs to be accessible. The blind people can't read our names. Ass. That's okay. Accessibility.
Hey, deaf people can't listen to this at all. So what are we doing for them?
And you don't pay me enough for captions.
Deaf people, you're the lucky ones.
Alcohol should be a requirement for this podcast. A prerequisite.
Yes.
Sorry.
Oh, that reminds me. I was going to be drinking while we do this. Anyway.
Guys, how nostalgic was it for you when this whole... So the version that I saw had that little spinny special thing from CBS that was like, when you saw that as a kid, that was just like, oh, dear God, it's going to be like the Peanuts this special or something awesome. You didn't have that, Clink? Oh, yeah, Clink's a baby.
The real creepy thing for me was in the version I saw with the commercials and such, there were network news break-ins during it. Not like breaking news kind of stuff either. It was just like this little update on here's the news for the evening, which they used to do during network TV. They would have the little news, like, here are a few stories from the news to keep you updated, and then they go back to regular programming. It was actually really nice. So back when we were almost informed about our society.
Alan, what was the forecast for December 3rd, 1978? Used to tease them.
I don't remember now.
But the one that I saw, it was preempting Wonder Woman and the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's what the whole little spirally special thing.
So, wow, there were some really disappointed kids out there then.
Yeah. That was my first idea. My first thought, too, was, they took
Mommy, Daddy, who's Art Carney? And why is he a hack?
Yeah.
Yeah. That stuff is bad.
What did I say in the chat about B. Arthur? Has she always been 80 or something like that?
Yes. She's always been like 60, to be fair.
60 then, 80 now.
Yeah.
80 is the new 60.
Well, dead now, unfortunately. But
is she?
Yeah. Betty White's the only one of the Golden Girls left.
I love the Golden Girls.
And the youngest one died first, actually.
Yeah.
The mom?
Yeah.
Sophia. So my grandmother, my paternal grandmother, that's the grandmother on the father's side, Shirley. She looked like Sophia and acted like Sophia. And then my maternal grandmother, that's on the mother's side, Shirley. She looked like and acted like Rose.
Oh my!
Yeah, there's so much nostalgia in all of it. It's beautiful for me. I cry when I watch it.
So you're saying you're the grandson of the great grandson of the Golden Girls? Excuse me.
If you prick us, do we not bleed? If you tickle us, do we not laugh? That's a line from one of the Golden Girls episodes about race.
That's a line from an actual Shakespearean play.
Because in the show, he was practicing that Clink.
There you go. Did you know that Quentin Tarantino debuted on there as an Elvis impersonator in the background?
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Clink, what's in your background over there?
Which
in that corner.
Over your left shoulder.
Right there. No, that corner.
Yes,
is that a
painting I'm working on.
Are you an artist?
I try.
That's kind of like a Halo-y type Renaissance-y thing. Is that what you're going for?
That's what I'm going for. It's Jesus.
Really?
Yeah.
I've got a Jesus surprise later. I'm so excited, guys. Speaking of Christmas and our Lord's birthday, or the big holiday that Jesus took over.
Before we move on,
Mithras.
Before in chat, I was talking to you guys, and I said I wanted to share something when I was sharing it over chat. I hate Christmas.
Rouge.
No, I don't like Christmas at all.
Really?
So
Why?
Christmas specials are always kind of meh.
Did your dad get stuck in a chimney?
I didn't have a dad growing up, thank you very much, so it's all good.
Your Gremlins reference. Gremlins is a Christmas movie, the best Christmas movie that's not a Christmas movie, not Die Hard. Thank you.
Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
I'm not having this conversation.
Lethal Weapon.
I'm not having that conversation either.
That should be one.
It is. It's during Christmas.
Die Hard's a Christmas.
It counts.
Whatever.
Berres, you're the definitive opinion on this podcast. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie or isn't it?
Yes.
Educated opinion.
Exactly. That's why he's the
Die
definitive.
Hard is a Christmas movie. We do not need to discuss it anymore. It is a Christmas movie.
What is a Christmas movie?
So let it be written.
A story that tells us the true meaning of Christmas, which in the case of Die Hard is to kill a bunch of terrorists who are trying to steal a whole bunch of money from you. It's sort of like fighting for the true meaning of Christmas against capitalism.
That's why God sent us Jesus.
To fight capitalism?
No, to kill the terrorists.
Oh.
Lord.
Well, he needs to get more on it, I suppose. Anyway.
Isn't Christmas about capitalism, though?
Yes, unfortunately. But it's not supposed to be.
It's about family.
Despite the fact that it is. But
No,
anyway.
it's about Chewbacca flying home for Christmas.
That's Life Day, mister.
Life Day, excuse me.
Thanksgiving is what Christmas should be. I'll say that.
Elaborate.
Because it's not about the presents. It's about getting together and being thankful. And that's kind of what God told you
And
to
eating
do.
a crap load of food that cost you a lot of money.
Yes.
So it's also about capitalism, weirdly enough.
There you
Yay, capitalism.
Oh, and about subjugation of Native Americans, but that's a whole nother issue.
Oh, yeah.
Yay,
That
subjugation.
Sprinkling a little genocide.
Yeah, as far as I know, I guess Christmas might still have weird colonialist overtones, depending on how deep we want to dig, but let's not dig.
There's no genocide in Christmas.
Clink.
That depends. Depends on how far back you want to go and whose interpretation you want to use, most of which are kind of iffy.
Oh, wait.
Have you heard about the Crusades?
Well, yeah, but as far as I know, they weren't about Christmas.
They were not.
If you know what?
What?
I'm not going to say it. Clink. So why don't you like Christmas?
Are we going to have to teach Clink the true meaning of Christmas? Is this going to be one of those things?
Yes,
yes.
I don't like Christmas because I don't like being told what to do a lot of times. So you have to get stuff for people. I like getting stuff for people, but I don't like getting presents back. I'm not. It's not just. There's a thing called the 5 love languages, and that's not one of my languages of love. It's presents.
What are your languages, Clink?
Apparently, it's words of affirmation and physical touch. So if you give me a hug, I like that.
I'm not hugging you, Clink.
Nope.
After COVID, we're all going to hug.
I'm hugging you with my mind right now, Clink.
Thank you.
So there's your words of affirmation and a hug.
So Christmas is my favorite holiday because one of my love languages is giving gifts. So
we also like to get gifts.
I do like to get gifts, but I love giving them even more.
That's what a narcissist would say. To try and prove he's not a narcissist.
Whatever. I'm a narcissist. I don't have narcissistic personality disorder. I only check 3 to 4 of the required 5 boxes.
So thank goodness you're right on there.
60 to 80% of a narcissist.
I'm an ordered narcissist, not a disordered narcissist. So back to let's just keep talking about not these movies. How's that for a deal?
Well, I need to complain a little bit about the Star Wars Christmas special. Because number one, it involves the humiliation of at least 2 people I actually like, not counting the Star Wars cast, who, of course, is special in the childhood of all millennial or of all baby boomers. No, whatever crap ass generation I belong to, Generation X. There you go. The lousy one, the one that nobody remembers anymore.
That's probably
the one that invented generational analysis, actually. So blame us for the fact that it sucks. That's all Douglas Copeland's fault, by the way. He's the one who named Generation X, and was totally wrong about it, by the way. But let's see. B. Arthur, whose work I actually really like on The Golden Girls, and again Art Carney, who was great on The Honeymooners, but that was a long time ago, and he is really hacky in this. Oh, and Harvey Korman, who actually does have some talent, from what I remember, and plays his weird triple role in this, each one worse than the last.
Well, he started out though as the lady that is the cooking lady. So
yes,
the worst one.
Which was no. The worst one is the guy pouring booze into his Kappa like bowl on his head.
So,
B. Arthur should have wrestled him and tipped him over and dumped the beer out, and then he would have died, which is from Japanese folklore, by the way. The kappa is turtle guys. They have this bowl like indentation in their heads that has water in it, and you wrestle a kappa and you turn him over and you dump his water out.
Then you kill him that way?
Yep. Or you beat him at least. I think you kill him in some versions of it. I don't remember if you kill him in D&D with that or not, but anyway.
I wonder if there was a script for this thing, or if it was just like, hey, go take some drugs and go do something on camera for us.
A lot of it consisted of, here's a new device. Look at this. And then you watch whatever canned thing is within that device, like the awful appearance of Jefferson Starship out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Which I guess if you're doing a Star Wars holiday special, you got to have Jefferson Starship in it because they got Starship in their name, not Jefferson Airplane anymore.
It sounded like Jefferson Starship, the band, was recording their audio live as they were recording the video, because it was just god awful audio. It seemed very much like mine.
This is kind of exactly. The weird thing about this, it's like a variety show packaged in a narrative, and it doesn't work at all.
At all. It's boring. It takes forever. The performances are terrible. Well, okay, I guess I can't say that they're absolutely awful. I mean, okay, Diane Carroll's all right. But she's the weirdest part of all this because she's packaged as some kind of weird porn show for Grandpa. That would be Itchy, by the way, Chewbacca's father.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I wonder if his real name is Itchbaka, and if it was Lumpbaka. Because being the...
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows? All I know is I'm terribly disappointed in the whole appearance of Kashyyyk. Or Kashyyyk, as it is pronounced by one of the Imperial propaganda broadcasts. They can't even get the name of the planet right that they're occupying.
There's also that as Kashyyyk too, instead of Kashyyyk.
The opposite, the polar opposites of like, oh God, Chewie's got to get back to his family because the rebels and blah blah blah, with paired up against the variety nonsense just didn't work at all. It's like, hey, this is serious, and then, oh dear God, it's a complete effing joke. Like,
and we've got Art Carney's character who's actually is actually thought out as his role in this world. He's a trading post merchant, and like there's actual almost world building going on. It's just all stupid. It just all becomes the background is shtick. It's like you created this great D&D campaign, and then your player showed up drunk and trashed it.
Which we're going to do.
which can only improve our plan for doing the prequel to Starcrash. So I'm all in favor of that.
There's a prequel to Starcrash.
So
we are going to be writing it in an act of participatory fiction.
Yes. No. And you are going to be involved, Shirley.
No, please.
No, when you scream, you got to move away from them.
No.
Damn it.
There we go. That's better.
I can't whoosh it as good as Clink does. I'm sorry.
Damn right.
There was some forethought into the script and story, though, because remember at the beginning where Lumpy, Chewbacca's son, goes outside for some reason and is walking looks down because they live up in a big, huge treehouse, hundreds of feet up above him, and walking on the rail. And I was like, oh, something's going to happen. And then at the end of the movie, spoiler alert, that's how the stormtrooper gets killed. But they don't show him falling, thank God. Actually, that would be really good to see how awful that stormtrooper falling to his death would have been.
It's Chekhov's railing.
What's that? Is that
as opposed to Chekhov's gun? The idea is that if you show a gun in Act 1 of a play, someone's going to get shot with it in Act 2 or Act 3. So
I was just thinking of Chekhov, like the poor guy that got hit by his own car.
That's sad. Why would you say that?
Sad.
That's sad.
That is against the spirit of Christmas to remember our fallen loved ones.
So
wait a second.
I
Isn't that what only Christmas should be about?
No, about what Life Day is about.
So real quick, another kind of dark joke. At the end of that movie,
that wasn't a joke, Clink.
That was real.
No, but at the end of that movie, the very first song that comes up is Rihanna saying "I hit a wall," and she kept singing that over. I was like, "Wow, that's in bad taste."
Yeah,
sad day.
No wonder Clink doesn't like Christmas.
Or J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, J.J. Abrams is dumb. Can't stand him.
Speaking of J.J. Abrams, so Santa Claus and the Martians, there is a polar bear.
Yes.
That even though it happens fast, it doesn't save it. The J.J. Abrams model of things happening fast is not saved by the god-awful human in a polar bear costume.
Yeah, it is very, like the head is like poorly draped over the shoulders and everything. And then the world's worst robot, other than the robot from Devil Girl from Mars, which I maintain is still actually worse than the robot in Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
Which, if you listen to season 1 of Because You Watched Starcrash, there is an episode where we cover Devil Girl of Mars and the horrible robot.
It's called Synergy, everyone.
Yeah. So Star Wars Conquers the Martians. Santa Conquers the Martians. That is a film that was made, and I don't hate it.
It is
coherent.
If you were a kid back in the 60s when this was shown, you might think that this is kind of dumb, but okay. It is not, for adults, it is painful as hell because it's just bad. And again, you just keep looking at Martians in their skin tight outfits and just why is this happening?
It's kind of
except for Lady Momar, then everything's okay temporarily.
It's similar to Devil Girl from Mars also in the fact like it presents like it's a stage play, a filmed stage play.
It
right?
does have that, now that I think about it. Yeah. Now, I think it's just bad blocking.
Now, why I hate Santa Claus, I'm sorry, why I hate Santa Claus and the Martians is...
Do you hate Santa Claus or the Martians?
I hate Santa Claus.
Santa Claus.
So the worst sound in the world is a group of children singing. I think we all can agree with that.
Yes.
And the theme song of
a pack of children screeching songs.
And how on earth Santa ever gets pronounced? Santee is just abysmal. So imagine
Hooray for Santa Claus.
Yeah. Except much higher and much multiplied.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that was the worst part of the whole movie. I thought it was great.
But then you also have to deal with the existential dread of Droppo, the incompetent Martian who just kind of bumbles his way through this. Then again, all the Martians bumble their way through this, except for Kimar, who maintains a certain Oscar Wilde-like dignity in the middle of all this.
So let's set up this movie. The Martian children are sad. Because
one of them is played by Pia Zadora. So,
oh, really?
Yep.
And they're sad because from birth they're made
Kimar is Pia Zadora.
Right. They're sad because they're made to learn things. And learning things is obviously a route to misery, which is proof.
Yep. That's the whole Martian critique of Martian society is that they know too much. They're too smart and too orderly.
This whole movie seemed to was very much anti-technology. Like the old Martian man, like 800 years old said,
Chochum, if I remember right.
Chochum.
Yeah.
Chochum was saying,
I'm not working off of notes for this one, guys. I've seen this movie enough.
10 minutes into the Star Wars holiday special, I stopped taking notes. I was like, this is the most, we're just going to go with it.
Oh, I have a lot of notes for both.
Nice.
I've got like 3/4 of the Star Wars special in notes because I couldn't remember everything.
So the Martians have sad children and they want to fix that. So they go to Chochum, who is this 800-year-old seer oracle type
wise
person,
man.
Who tells them, I've seen this coming for centuries. It's like, well, thanks for warning us, Grandpa.
I almost expected him to talk like Yoda, though. The way he like appeared randomly and then he had that stick and he was really small and I was like, oh,
he did have an annoying voice, just not Yoda.
Yes.
He didn't do the Yoda syntax thing.
And he was white, where the Martians were green. So it was like an inverse Yoda.
Oh, well.
Mind blown.
Yes.
Well, there are gray and white Martians.
Like a What?
There are green and white Martians. John Johns, who is the Martian Manhunter, is green, and he fights the white Martians on the planet Mars.
Well, John Carter of Mars.
It's nice to know that race wars exist on other planets too.
They sure do. Thanks, DC Comics.
And Megan is a white Martian who can shapeshift, so she shapeshifts into a green Martian when she's on Earth.
I had a couple WTF moments in, like, for me, the whole holiday special Star Wars thing was a complete WTF moment.
Yes.
I had a couple in this film, Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. 2 I'll bring up, and then you guys can share yours. Number 1 is the head Martian says, fires missile 4 and 5, and you only hear the firing of 1 missile.
Really?
And it happens again. It's fire missiles 1 and 2, and it goes, pew! But you would think like it would be, pew, pew.
Well, they fire in tandem.
But
yeah, maybe
it took me out of it. It took me out of it. There should have been a little bit of a delay. Yeah, that took me out of it. I was sold. I was in it, and then that happened.
Yeah, it was just like Apollo 13. Right?
and then my other WTF moment is, so the Earth children who are kidnapped by the Martians, along with kidnapping Santa Claus, are introduced to the Martian children, and boy human says, "Hey, my name is Bobby, and I'm 10." And the Martian child boy says, "Oh, Bomar says, "Oh, I'm 10 too." And I'm like, that's not how years work, right? Like, it's almost presenting them the same age, but the way that the planets travel around the sun, like.
Do you want to get into the science of all this? Because there's a lot of science.
I think that's.
So first off, I wrote down. Do
Clink's audio
Martians speak English? Awesome. I wrote down, do the Martians speak English, or do we speak Martian? Because right away they landed on the planet and it was fine. They were communicating back and forth. That's 1. 2, the kids go to Mars, go in the house. The first thing the mom Martian, I forget her name.
What's the she is
Mala.
Momar. So Momar, the first thing Momar does is she puts her head to the kids' heads, which, if anybody's read or saw,
it's the headbutt of greeting.
Yeah. But if anybody saw War of the Worlds or read the book, you know that entire planet of Mars is now dead, because all the germ factory that are kids come up to Mars,
especially Billy and Betty.
Right, those two.
Because there's no way they're not swarming with disease.
Exactly.
And filth.
But if that was the case, this would be a Thanksgiving movie and not a Christmas movie.
Yes, that would be correct. Smallpox conquers the Martians doesn't have the same ring to it.
Ouch.
Oh, by the way, if you're wondering how I remember all the Martian names, Chochum is just because I've seen the damn thing like probably at least a dozen times now.
Why?
But because not only did Mystery Science Theater 3000 cover this back in the day, it was their first big Christmas episode, so we watched it every Christmas. But then on top of that, both Cinematic Titanic and Rift Tracks both did versions of it later on. So there's 3 different Rift versions of this, and I've seen them on multiple occasions. So yeah, it hurts. But anyway, to really lower your expectations of the quality of the script writing in Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, the boy Martian is Bomar. The girl Martian is Gimar. The mom Martian, the MILF Martian, is Momar. And the king Martian is Kimar. So yeah, that's the level of depth we can expect from Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
I like how Santa Claus in this movie can't remember the reindeer's names. He calls like his
Vixen and Nixon, and the boys and girls know their names. Yeah.
So what WTF moments like stick out for you guys? Because obviously both of these movies are just stamped WTF on both of them. I think.
The robot and the polar bear are the 2 big like, you got to be kidding me. Come on. Can we at least get some production value here going on? You got Santa Claus. You got to bring up your game to be with Santa.
Like, and why would the the robot they give it like pressure sensors for breasts? So like, why do you put them there?
I don't know.
Must have been a female robot. Oh boy. You haven't had to clap yet. Don't worry about it.
I already did.
That there's just assume that there's going to be editing here. We'll continue.
I'm going to edit this one, and I'm going to be drinking when I do it. So we may
get censored.
I don't care. I care. I really do care
about
you.
Thank you.
I don't want to ruin your future. Mine's already screwed.
Yours is hosed.
Me, Alan, and Clink, we're done. But you have a future.
Maybe. I don't know. If I associate with you three any longer, I probably won't.
Nope, you'll be stuck in academia forever.
If you associate with us, then you can see your future.
Yeah. Oh, don't.
Oh, I'm going to be halfway between Berres and Vanderpool because they're taller than Clink is.
Okay.
So what? Come on. What WTF moments you guys got out there? I know, Clink, you have to have some. You took notes. Come on.
All right, Clink.
Are we talking?
Give us a science lecture. I want to hear what's wrong with
wait.
Santa Claus conquers the Martians.
Okay.
We know what's wrong with Star Wars. Like it's all the same physical problems as the rest of Star Wars with just bad song and dance numbers. So yeah.
I did like it how the kid was talking about the airlock while they were in the airlock. And he was explaining everything was going on with the airlock.
Because that's what they cover in first grade.
I guess so. It was ridiculous. Like, he was explaining everything and then didn't put two and two together. Like, this guy doesn't like us, but he's showing us this room, and it's an airlock. I'm going to show you how the airlock works. Like, what? No. But also...
And the airlock has a chimney.
Yeah, conveniently.
Obviously. But also, right after that, there was a big Martian fight between Boldar and Kumar.
King Martian.
Kimar?
I don't know what Boldar. Boldar is him.
Bad guy? I don't know.
Bad guy.
But I almost expected it to be like and Alan, you would get this, like the fight in 10,000 Fingers of Dr. T, where it was not touching and they were going like this.
Oh, yeah.
Moving their arms back and forth. I was expecting that kind of fight in the Martian fight.
Well, it almost looked like that kind of fight because
exactly.
they were pretty bad at, fake fighting. So, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, and also the Martians' armament, whammo air blasters. Speaking of a blast from the Generation X past, this is actually for Generation X like 10 years older than me. The whammo air blaster was a real delight for like middle generation X kids. It uses a compressed pop of air to shoot a tennis ball like thing, and here the Martians were just using it as a stun ray or a paralyzation ray, more accurately.
Also, right after that, just that whole scene for some reason. Right after that, Santa came on the bridge and he was with the two kids, and there was Kimar asked him, "Hey, what happened?" He goes, "He accidentally locked this in, and he accidentally turned on the airlock, and he accidentally..." And they were just laughing, and I wrote down "casual attempted murder is casual."
Yeah,
because that the kids were laughing too, like ha ha ha, like no, you almost died.
Well, it just indicates that for Santa, everything is a joke. He mocks us all with his supernatural powers.
And with that, anytime he's in
murder's okay. Go ahead.
Anytime he's in peril, it's Santa Claus, so he's immortal.
Right.
He's a saint, and he's a magical imp or elf, so he's fine.
He's some kind of supernatural entity, definitely. So yeah, he's fine.
So if he
gets spaced, he's going to be okay.
Yeah,
it'll be like the space. It'll be like the Space Mom moment in episode 7.
If attempted murder is just something you can laugh
or
off.
Episode 8.
Who's really on the naughty list? That's what I want to know.
Well, Boldar ends up on the naughty list eventually, but I suppose he's subjected to Martian justice, which I'm certain is pretty harsh. So,
and he's really the stereotypical bad of the bads, right?
Oh yeah. His sidekicks are just kind of dumb. The guy who looks like Jamie Farr, and then the really dumb one. They are just they're just along for the ride. They're just kind of buffoonish.
So there's a warmongering faction of the Martians.
Surprise! Like Planet of War.
Yeah. Is there like one individual big bad, or is there like a group of bad?
It's Boldar and his 2 henchmen who are the ones who are trying to kidnap Santa and ruin
the 3 of them together
scheme.
Make the big bad.
Yeah, because the Martians up front are presented kind of sympathetically, like they're coming to Earth to kidnap Santa Claus, but because they care about their kids.
Right, and they don't quite get the whole, like, Christmas is about kindness thing or anything like that yet.
I think it's hilarious. So when they're observing Earth, they're looking down through their little telescopy type things, and they're like, I see Santa. Oh, I see Santa too. And they're all seeing like the Salvation Army Santas. That's fun. So, Alan, I want to go back to, I'm relying on you and your quotation of quotes. Star Wars Holiday Special has a phenomenal quote about 3/4 of the way through that I thought, and I think it's one of the Imperial Guards or somebody that he pulls out, and it's just like perfect tagline for this episode. I didn't write it down.
Oh, I don't have it written down either, weirdly enough. We'll have to see if it comes back to us. Like WTF moment in the in Clink. You'll really appreciate this because this is like super nerdy. All right, so Boba Fett gets introduced in the incredibly bad animated sequence, which actually makes droids and Ewoks look like it was animated by one of the Dutch masters. I mean, it just is really, really bad. And at one point, Boba Fett is desperately attempting to convince Chewbacca that he's his friend. And there is a brief shot of something kind of furry on Boba Fett's armor.
Yes.
That's a Wookiee scalp.
It's
So Boba Fett is counting on Chewbacca being the dumbest Wookiee ever, standing there with the evidence of Wookiee genocide on his armor, saying, "Oh, I'm your friend." So there you go. WTF moment.
That was pretty bad.
Excuse me, George Lucas. You could not possibly expect me to overlook such a continuity error as that.
Well, my problem was
kind of tripped out.
Well, in the raid scene for the Wookiee home, one of the guys, so you have two stormtroopers, an officer, and you have a guy with a weird helmet that goes off to the side.
The Death Star troopers, yes.
That guy is actually a Death Star gunner. He's not a land trooper.
Well, actually, he's not a gunner because he doesn't have the weird, like, they've got like that clamshell visor thing. He is a Death Star trooper. He's just one of the army troops, I think, that's attached to the Death Star. I think
he
they're
should
army.
Not be on planets. He should be in the space station.
Yes. Yeah, he's in the wrong place.
So, did you guys watch any? Let's talk about other Christmassy stuff.
Or maybe they are Navy. I don't remember. Anyway, I'll have to go check the old Star Wars source book later on.
It's inconsequential
because
it is inconsequential, but
everything is.
But I must know.
So because you watch Starcrash,
whip, stir, beat. Anyway, there's my quote from the holiday special.
Stir, 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 whip, 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 stir, whip, stir, whip, whip, whip.
What the crap?
Look it up.
It's a terrible cook. It's Harvey Korman's first shtick as the multi-armed Julia Child knockoff. It's awful.
Because you watched
whoosh
Starcrash, Shirley is a poor Clink substitute. Is a podcast that Dr. Alan Berres, me, Michael Clink, and John
You're
Shirley.
Not Michael Clink.
I'm not. I'm
you said me, Michael Clink.
Me and Michael Clink.
Implied comma.
I suck at doing all of these things. Is a podcast where we talk about just movies, but I think because in the spirit of the holidays, let's go ahead and talk about other Christmassy type things. Why not? Right? We've got some time.
Like Die Hard or Lethal Weapon.
Other Christmas, like Gremlins is one of my favorite Christmas movies. Elf is a phenomenal Christmas movie. Lego Holiday Special, Grab Bag, Assortment. you guys kind of talk about that, and I'm going to go check on a friend, and I'll be right back.
Oh,
dear. Alan, did you watch the Lego Holiday Special?
I didn't actually.
Okay, it's not good, but it's interesting what they do with the time travel aspects of it.
Huh?
And there's a lot of cool stuff there.
So. Did they have any in-jokes about the holiday special?
Yeah, they actually show Chewie's family.
Okay.
They talk about Life Day like it's a galaxy-wide holiday.
Huh.
And so it's kind of weird. But yeah, they have some stuff going on. It's mostly about the sequel trilogies. Oh my. Hi, Santa.
I think we've legitimately lost our minds.
Wait. I think I know why he was begging me to come up there now.
Yes.
Hi, I'm here.
He wanted you to sit on his knee.
I just got done conquering the Martians. And I thought I'd come by to say hello, ho, 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 ho. Merry Christmas.
Oh, dear God.
But angry
I'm here with my friend Shirley the elf.
And
I've got a sack of goodies. Ho, 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 ho.
Oh, no.
Alan, I hear you've been a good boy this year.
I have most definitely not been a good boy this year.
And we got you a Merry Christmas holiday sweater. It'll be in your office waiting for you.
Excellent.
Actually, I'll mail it to you so you can wear it at Christmas. Ho, 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 ho.
All right, I will wear it at Christmas. I've worn uglier things than that for Christmas. I'll be more than happy to wear that sweater.
Michael Clink, you're on the nice list.
Okay.
I don't think he's on the nice list. He's actually been worse than me because he hates Christmas.
You get a Griswold Christmas sweater.
That's appropriate, actually.
That's nice. I like that one, yeah.
Okay. And of course, we're not going to forget about our producer.
Oh, no.
Shirley.
Oh, no.
We got him a Jesus. Merry Christmas. All right, I got to help out the other boys and girls.
No, leave it on.
Wow.
Shirley, can you escort Santa to an airlock?
With great pleasure.
Oh, hi. What did I miss?
It was crazy. You missed Santa.
You missed.
Dang it.
Wait. You missed Santa.
Santa Claus. Oh, man. Maybe next year.
Can I keep this?
Maybe.
I'm going to keep it. I'm going to put my COVIDs in it so you can't have it.
Fucking
actually coughing it a few times.
It's okay. Vanderpool is touching his face and his mouth and everything, so.
Yeah. I didn't, but not, yeah, well, whatever.
It's fine.
So, my favorite Christmas song is Little Drummer Boy.
No, it's not.
Yeah, Little Drummer Boy, the Bing Crosby, David Bowie.
Oh, the David.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And it's only equally.
Agents sliding down the chimney. Incidentally, the Venture Brothers did an amazing skit. They did an amazing skit on the Bing Crosby, David Bowie, Little Drummer Boy. It's the Monarch and Dr. Girlfriend, or Dr. Mrs. the Monarch, I believe at that point, do a touching version of it. That's just amazing. It's awesome.
Well, the Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly one is hilarious only because they do it exact.
Right.
Will Ferrell is just hilarious. I think Elf might be the greatest movie of all time. The greatest Christmas movie of all time, not the greatest movie. I'm sorry. Let me couch my statement.
The only Christmas movie that really floats my boat would be A Christmas Story, actually. So that, I mean, it's kind of hack these days, but
is that the one where you're gonna shoot your eye out?
Yeah.
Never seen it.
Yeah, I've never seen it
it's
all
fun.
through. I mean, I've seen it all together.
Yeah.
Because they replay it over and over and over.
Yeah.
TNT does it or something like that. Used to back in the day. Clink, do you have anything you like about Christmas?
So my favorite Christmas movie is It's a Wonderful Life. I like that one.
Oh, there you go.
That's my favorite Christmas movie.
Do you know that they quote "That's a Wonderful Life" in Elf when Buddy's looking over the bridge? That's his point where he's contemplating suicide. True story. They also quote a lot of Lord of the Rings. There's a lot of similarities to Lord of the Rings with Elf. The Central Park Riders are like the Night Rangers or whatever they're called in Lord of the Rings. There's a lot of the forced perspective stuff that they do with some of the sizing things. So I think those movies were kind of made about the same time.
That's cool.
Yeah. So who would Buddy the Elf be in Lord of the Rings, do you think?
Gandalf.
No.
I have no idea. Sam. Oh, Sam. I don't know, dude. I'm just here. Okay, what are we doing?
All right, Christmas song picks. If we're filling airtime, we have to pick a Christmas song that does not make you want to vomit.
Just so you know, we could stop now, but you're choosing to go forward.
No, I am fully committed to this bit now. Just like you with the Santa beard, I am now fully engulfed by the Christmas spirit. So, yeah.
So what's your question, Alan?
I believe I already asked it. So what is your favorite Christmas song?
Twice, actually.
Favorite? Me personally?
Yes.
I mean,
yes, that's exactly what I'm asking.
It's a toss up between Happy Christmas, War is Over. Baby, It's Cold Outside, which really isn't a Christmas song. It's kind of a holiday rape song. And then you don't have to clap for that.
No, I'm just, why is that your favorite? If it's about,
because I like Dean Martin and it's not about it, but it gets made out to be like that because, you know, the 50s, you couldn't try to woo a woman with some alcohol.
I believe in the 50s, they did nothing but woo women with alcohol. But anyway.
Yeah. And maybe I said that wrong. And then the Little Drummer Boy, like, boom, 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 boom. Because it's kind of like Jesus-y, but it's not all Jesus-y. You know what I mean?
yes.
You know what Christmas song I hate more than anything? Taylor Swift's version of Last Christmas.
Yes.
Why?
I worked at Macy's. I worked at Macy's one. Okay, Taylor Swift's awesome, but I worked at Macy's one Christmas, and that song was like over and over and over again. It wanted me to gouge my ears out with.
Mm-hmm.
And he's.
Yes. All right, Clink, you hate Christmas. What Christmas song do you like?
Blue Christmas by Elvis Presley.
Ah, there you go.
That's a good
That's a good one too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So on my front, I would pick anything off of Phil Spector's Christmas album, which was made infamous by Goodfellas because it's playing pretty much all the way through the movie. Like all of it's great. But my absolute favorite Christmas song is the Pogues' Fairy Tale of New York.
I have no idea what that is.
Neither do I.
Either.
It will change your life when you hear it. Mostly because you won't be able to figure out any of the lyrics because Shane MacGowan like slurs everything. He's kind of drunk a lot, and he also has really bad teeth. So and he's a punk. So like all the lyrics are like him just like slurring through everything, but it's still a great song.
Yeah, Goodfellas soundtrack is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah, that whole Phil Spector album is great. I mean, Phil Spector is one of history's greatest monsters, but the man did have a great ear for music, and I love girl groups, so there you go.
Yeah, like the Ronettes and things like that.
Yeah.
The Motown girl groups are phenomenal. I mean, I'd argue better than the male groups, but that's probably sexist.
Yeah.
I don't know. My favorite Christmas movie is going to be Elf. How traumatized are you guys by the old school like stop motion animation holiday stuff? It's kind of a little weird though, right? Like, yeah,
it is weird.
You watch it now. Those reindeer were assholes to Rudolph. Like even Santa was an asshole to Rudolph.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't like you unless I need you. Jeez,
It was terrible.
Santa. Santy.
It's all about you.
Remember that bit from Saturday Night Live where the church lady says it's just talking about Christmas and she moves the Santa letters around big Satan.
Yeah.
You know that, Clink? Like if you change the letters of Santa, it spells Satan. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I knew
we have to explain things to Clink because you're on.
I don't think it's by accident though.
Really? Do you think
Santa and Satan? I don't think that's by accident. I think there's conspiracy there.
He opposes Krampus.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Krampus is trying to take over where he is because he's
you're right, actually.
Trying to steal the kids away from
I'll
Jesus.
go with that.
Oh, boy.
I have no idea. What should we do now, folks? Is there anything left? Or should we just think?
I have an ending quote.
Go for
it. To end this, if you want to end this. Unless you want to do...
We'll do our lessons learned and then you can end it?
That sounds good. Then we can end it all.
Okay. So, Michael Clink, what did you learn, if anything?
I learned a few things. One, from the holiday special, the Life Day holiday special, I learned that if I refuse to leave a bar, I get free drinks.
Like lots of them. Yeah. Pour directly into your skull.
Yeah. And then from the
so B. Arthur is complaining that she's not making any money and can't enough to retire as a bar owner. Yet the next immediate thing she does is give away free drinks. Yes.
Well, yeah, because the Empire put a curfew in, and she's going to get in trouble if they all stay. And she tries to get them to leave, but then they don't leave. So she's like, "All right, here comes some free drinks for you."
Oh, and a show.
Yeah.
Everyone gets free drinks and a song.
Jeez.
That'll chase you out of here.
So there's that, and then from the lesson I learned from the Santa Claus Conquers the Martians is that technology is bad, and it's ruining our children. That's what I learned.
Oh, that was ahead of its time, wasn't it? Alan, did you learn anything? What did you learn?
Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, I learned that Santa can be easily replaced by a Martian dolt with a fake beard who runs one of the aforementioned evil machines making toys.
As we have seen in this episode, exhibited by Vanderpool.
I learned that
by our own beloved Martian dolt. Yes. And from the Star Wars Christmas special, or holiday special, I learned that you should treat B. Arthur with respect and not be all handsy with her because, surprise, women don't like that. I suppose that was a pretty big message for 1978, but there you go.
I learned that John... Oops, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No.
Well, it seems like that if it's for special for kids, they're trying to preempt that type of behavior by showing them, hey, women don't like this, so when you grow up, don't do this.
And
you'll get free drinks when you do it. And
only dirty, gross old men with overbites watch porn.
Man.
Yeah, and watch porn right out in the living room is the worst. With Art Carney, wink, wink, nudging you into it.
Shirley, did you learn anything?
That you all need to go see a specialist.
Well, you asked if you should watch the holiday special, and I'm going to say I could have lived my life with never seeing the Star Wars holiday commercial.
Oh hell yes!
Special. Yeah,
I am actually poorer spiritually for having subjected myself to it multiple times.
It's a Christmas miracle.
It is a Christmas miracle. I am degenerated considerably from experiencing it.
Do you know what I learned? Oh dear,
what did you learn?
I learned that John Shirley has a future selling cookies because he looks like the Keebler elf.
Oh,
okay. All right, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this edition of the Because You Watched Starcrash holiday special. I'm going to put that when we do the video, I'm going to do a little special thing up front. Let people know that it's a special episode. So this will be the wrap up kind of season 3. We're going to work into season 4.
Hold on.
Except none of season 3 will have been released yet.
Oh, yeah. So it's like a time travel thing.
So guess what, guys? Season 3 is coming out shortly hereafter. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
Perfect. Thanks, John.
You're welcome, Michael.
All right. I'm going to wrap this up with a quote. This is
Take us out, Clink.
Princess Leia Organa. This holiday is yours, where we all share with you the hope that this day brings us closer to freedom and to harmony and to peace. No matter how different we appear, we're all the same in our struggle against the powers of evil and darkness. I hope that this day will always be a day of joy in which we can reconfirm our dedication and our courage, and more than anything else, our love for one another. This is the promise of the Tree of Life.
There, I did the line. Now, where's my Coke? Anyway. I do love Carrie Fisher, actually.
I mean, we all went there. I was going to say, okay, have a great Christmas. Don't do drugs.
Oh. I was going to say, Clink made us actually sound like reasonable, decent, upstanding citizens.
Reasonable enough.
Barres,
you just have to.
And then Alan promptly.
You just have to ignore the expression on Carrie Fisher's face when she's saying it.
Yeah. But
and then
her voice is great. She's fine.
At the beginning, I hated Christmas, and then we started talking about Christmas, and I talked about my favorite Christmas song, and then at the end, I wrapped it up with that quote. I thought it'd be nice, and y'all ruined it.
Yep. There you go.
I will Christmas special within a Christmas special.
So
that's what I do. I ruin the holidays. Ask my students.
You know, the Clink was right there ready to ingest some Christmas punch, all ready to get into the spirit, and Alad just turned it in the punch bowl.
Yes, he did.
That's what I do.
Merry Christmas.
If it was going to be that kind of party, and I'll let you finish that at home.
Please don't forget to.
I think I'm just going to go straight to tape with this episode. No editing.
Oh, please do.
All right. Say bye, folks.
Bye, folks.
Holy mackerel, Shirley.
Thank God I'm not editing this one.